Hey guys, how is everyone? This is Kimberly Bookert, and if you've never joined one of my lives, I am Kimberly Bookert of KB Global Solutions. I'm an entrepreneur, real estate developer, investor, broker, all things fun. I am on day 5, so hopefully you all have been preparing your list. I got a couple questions on yesterday in my inbox from one of the groups. This actually syndicates to quite a few groups on there. So we're in our ramp up program. So as realtors, the month of November and December, it's what we call ramp up. And it's where we pretty much get prepared to start the year with a bang. So we are doing our calls every single day, every day, weekday anyway, in the month of November and December. For us, the agents here, we do it on Saturdays as well, but you are preparing to fill your pipeline up for January to come out of the month with the bang. Our goal is 12 closings a month at least, and it can be done. So we've done it before and we want to keep doing it. So I want you to grab your pens, grab your papers. I have my notes here on our steps to maintaining motivation. So in step 1 is really all about seeing the big picture. So knowing what your focus is, what your end goal is, that's your original step in keeping your motivation. So for step 2, you want to set a goal and visualize it down to the detail. So it takes time. That's why we're using a whole week to do our motivation. So you want to set a goal. What is your goal? Whatever your goal is, if it's in business or personal. Again, this is not just for personal. I mean, this is not just for business. It does include our personal lives as well. So you want to set that goal, visualize it down to the details, write it out. Grab your pens, grab your papers, and write it out. Our next step, 3 essentially, is make a list of the reasons you want to accomplish the goal. You want to write it down. It needs to be written. What gets written usually gets accomplished. So you want to make sure that you write it down for sure. Again, down to the details. We can use, for example, if you're looking to reach a particular goal for whatever reason you're looking to reach it, you just want to make sure that you're writing it down. All the details, everything about it, you want to write it down. If your goal is for a new car, to lose weight, to accomplish 12 transactions in a month, you want to write that down. It's so much easier, again, if all the details are written out, and then you can do it. The next step is to break the goal down into small pieces and set intermediary targets. So you want small pieces. So again, if your goal, let's just use real estate as the example. If your goal is to do 12 transactions, wow. So in order for me to do 12 transactions, how many people do I need to contact a month to accomplish those 12 transactions? Now, you might know your skill level. You may not be as adverse in the skill set. If you're a newbie agent, you're going to need to contact more people than a seasoned agent, because once you start getting into conversations, you're not going to know exactly what you're going to say, so you're not going to win them all, but you know that you do need to work on those skill sets. So in order for me to achieve 12 transactions, I'm going to need to work on my skill sets. I'm going to need to learn negotiations. I'm going to need to learn how to talk to sellers. I'm going to need to learn how to write contracts. I'm going to need to know how to do marketing and advertising for the properties that I get to sell, or for the buyers that I get to drive around the city for 4 and 5 weeks and see which house they don't like, and for them to tell me at the end they're not ready to buy. But just kidding, but for real. So you have to take all that into consideration when you're breaking down your goals. Yes, Saletta, we got to write them down. Write them down. Get you a little book. I'm going to buy you one. I got a bunch of them around here. I got this one. She says she's bad with writing her stuff down. So these are mine that I've been writing down this week. You can't see it, but I'm working on website stuff, and then the mastermind group online stuff. So I had to write all my stuff down, but they are all little cute binders everywhere. You can get them and just write them down. So it makes it so easy for us to accomplish our goals. If you're looking at doing wholesale transactions, some of the ladies and I, we went out today. So you want to make sure that you are writing down. If you have to go and get exterior training, so if you have to go and meet people to do trainings, write that down. That's part of your goal. So you want to break the goal down into small pieces and set goals. So if I'm wanting to know that I want to do 12 transactions a month and I need to do these 6 items, maybe I do one of those items every 2 weeks. So this week, I'm going to engulf myself into learning about negotiation. It's not that you're going to perfect it, but you're going to learn about it. Next week, I'm going to do nothing but contracts. I'm going to figure out and learn how to write contracts properly. If I need to go and sit with an attorney for them to show me how to write a contract, then I'm going to do that. If I need to reach out to someone else who already knows how to do it, then I'm going to reach out to them. I've done that. I have traveled to meet with people that know how to do stuff. And you can't be ashamed. You have to be straightforward and honest. I don't know how to do this. I want to learn how to do this. Do you mind investing the time to do it? If you have to pay someone to do it, people's time is valuable and it costs. So sometimes you will have to pay to get those services. And that's a part of your goals of breaking those down. The next step is have a strategy and be prepared to change that strategy if need be. So pretty much what we just said, you have a strategy, make a plan. This week I'm going to do this. Next week I'm going to do this. The week after that, I'm going to change it up however you see fit to make sure that goal works. So you want to make sure that you are staying focused and that you're staying in line with your ultimate goal, the big picture. The big picture might be whatever it is. You want to make sure that you're staying in line with that goal to accomplish it. Our next step is to get the help you need. So after you've broken it down, after you've created a strategy and plan in there, then you reach out and get the help you need. I was kind of ahead of myself there. So you want to make sure you reach out to whomever you need to get the assistance that you need for whatever the plan is that you want to accomplish. So you want to write your goals down, break it down, however that is going to be. What you need to do if you plan to pay a particular bill off this month, the same way you set a budget for yourself is the same way you're going to do this. There's no difference. If you've been to any of my classes, any of my seminars, you know that I love to use the elephant scenario. You have this big, huge elephant, and there's about maybe 100 Africans, and they're all like, how are we going to eat this elephant? You're going to eat it a bite at a time. So you're going to take a little piece and do it. The big picture is eating that elephant. How we're going to get to eating that elephant is we're going to do a bite at a time. You get a piece, you get a piece, you get a piece, you get a piece. So we're all sharing in it to accomplish the big picture. So you may not do it by yourself. It's going to be something you're going to need help. Anyone knows me else knows that my slogan is we were not meant to do this thing called life alone. So it is not meant for you to accomplish everything by yourself. You need a team. You need to focus. You need to be able to allow other people to pour into you to invest into you so that you're able to accomplish the goals that you're looking to accomplish. It's doable. It's doable, and it's up to you to make it done. The next step is to prepare to deal with the flagging motivation. So this is a good one. You're not always going to be motivated the entire time that you're going through this. You're going to have days where you're like, you know what, I'm not doing none of that today. I'm not feeling it. I'm not focused on it. But you want to prepare for when you have those days. Allow yourself that time. Allow yourself that chocolate chip cookie, or allow yourself, the day to relax. Allow yourself the time to eat something that's salty. Whatever your goal is, you have to put yourself in there to allow yourself to the flexibility to change those goals. Not change them, but adjust to those days that you're not as motivated as you are at the beginning. But again, it's still our motivation. You may fall or falter or slow down on this Tuesday, but on Wednesday, you're back in the game. You got to pick it back up, and you got to get back into it. So you got to allow yourself to do that, and you got to allow yourself the time to do that too. That's very, very important that you do that. Our next step is continue to check in with your reason for continuing the process. So initially why you got into this big picture. So you got to keep checking in with the process. Keep going in there. Keep making sure you are staying focused. Keep making sure you are staying motivated. Keep checking in with the process. See where you're at. I like to use Google Docs for most of mine. They're pretty savvy. Trello, I think it's Trello. It's a pretty good software as well for stages of processes. Like if you're doing something, then you can, set your stages up if you don't like to write it down. I just think when you write it, there's a mental connection to writing it down versus having it on the computer or typing it in or something like that. That's my personal opinion there. I don't have any statistics to back that up. But I just know for me, I've missed plenty of appointments that I keyed into my cell phone. I mean, I've had events, $200 tickets, and just missed it. Totally missed them because I keyed it in there. But if I write it down in my calendar, then I remember it. My doctor's appointments, if I write them down, I remember them. I key them on that cell phone, I don't remember. So I can write them down and then still go on my computer and key it in on my cell phone so I can go back and check people doing it like that. How do I help a horrible procrastinator? Oh, that would probably be one step at a time. That one's not good. Not good at all. I guess it depends on what you're procrastinating about too, Salata. For me, I do have some procrastination issues, but it's not like procrastinate. I like procrastinate like the last minute stuff, but not like to where I don't do it at all. And it's not in every area of my life. That's the one thing I can say. I'm trying to think cognitively, how I can say that. But that's a good one. You know what? I'm going to research it. I have the therapists here, right? So I'll find that out. I'll let you know on there. Okay, then our last step is again to see the big picture. So once you're able to do all of that and you've continued to check on your process, check with yourself on flagging, gotten the help that you need, made sure your strategy was right, broken down your goal into small attainable pieces, made a list of the reasons you want to accomplish the goal, you set the goal and visualized it, made you're back to your big picture that you started with. So your goal is pretty much accomplished, right? So you're pretty much to where you want it to be in the process that you started with. So those are our 8 steps to maintaining motivation. I was talking to some ladies today at the courthouse, And they were like, man, you just seem to keep going and keep going. No, I don't continue to keep going and keep going. I promise you I don't. This is what I love. I am honestly, hands down, doing what I love. And if you know me, you know I have tried a million things. And always have this in my back pocket. But I'm honestly doing what I love. I can say hands down, I know that this is what I was meant to do. And I absolutely love it. I love helping people. I love encouraging others to do what they were destined to do. So this is hands down what I love. So I hope this helped you guys. I want to give a few shout outs on here. Oh, Sapphire on there. Hey, I got to start doing this. Yes, get it done. Get it done. I'm excited to see you in the mastermind group too. That's pretty cool. Gerard, bring it to Albany. Gerard, what I'm bringing to Albany? I'm really bad about that. Writing stuff down. Yeah, nice to write blueprint down. Yeah, cool. So we got all kinds of people joined us on here. Hey, Melissa, Aunt Nan, Margaret, Saletta, Sapphire, Gerard, Wanda. Hey, Wanda Bear is. Gerard, Angela. Oh, my boo-boo Albert's on. Gloria, Donna. Hey, Donna. Donna Cantrell. I haven't seen you in forever. Hey, Melissa. Yeah, so y'all have to share this on your page. Please. I'm going to start a contest, I think, on the 15th of October for the remainder of the month on sharing. If you would share on your page, I would love it. Love it. Thank you, Gerard. Yeah, you have to make that happen. So we are going to end for the night. Ooh, we're at 17 minutes. I'm still be 10 minutes on there. So this is a little long. You know, I get excited on there. So definitely share on your page for me, please. Share the love. We're going to be announcing the mastermind group that'll be launching. We're going to open it up for about 6 weeks, I think is what we've decided to open for 6 weeks. But once everything is built and set and going, then we'll get that going and we'll launch that. So I look forward to talking to everyone. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Don't forget to share for me, like, share, comment. We got tons of comments. So thank you guys. Love you all to pieces. Bye.